Kia ora. In the news today, the Middle East appears to have been brought to the brink of war after Israel retaliated against dozens of attacks from Hamas, who've been launching missiles across the border from the Gaza Strip into southern Israel. Overnight, a targeted Israeli airstrike killed the head of Hamas's military wing, Ahmed al-Jabari, who was not only a military chief but also played a big role in political affairs. The strike killed 9 people, as well as al-Jabari and his bodyguard. Hamas says it will retaliate and says Israel has opened the gates of hell. Israeli journalist David Landau from The Economist says the Israeli Defense Force has been looking for Ahmed al-Jabari for years.
To me, it was incredible that so shortly after this latest exchange of fire across the Gaza-Israel border, he would have been cruising around in a car on the streets of Gaza, and they got him.
The lawyer of the Northland teacher facing 74 sexual abuse charges says a recommendation of preventive detention could see the case move to the High Court. James Parker appeared in the Kathaya District Court today. He's been remanded in custody until a sentencing indication hearing in March of next year. His lawyer, Alex Winton-Hanna, says this isn't a simple case. It's going to take a lot of consideration to reach a just outcome. A High Court judge has granted an injunction to stop the deconstruction of ChristChurch Cathedral. The long-running battle over the earthquake-shattered icon went to the High Court in a last-ditch attempt by the Great Christchurch Buildings Trust to save it. A report issued today by the courts says the judicial review has been granted on what remains of the cathedral. The partial sale of Dunedin's Hillside Railway Workshops is being seen as a black day for New Zealand. The Rail and Maritime Transport Union says 26 jobs will be retained, but nearly 90 workers are facing redundancy. Organiser John Kerr says Hillside is more than just a factory. It's been producing rolling stock for more than 130 years. 13 stranded pilot whales will be euthanized at the base of Farewell Spit. 28 stranded in total, but 12 have since died. DOC says unfortunately it's not practical to refloat them, so the majority of the whales will be euthanized. The BBC, one of Britain's most treasured institutions, has celebrated its 90th birthday. However, the celebrations have been muted by the scandal surrounding the Jimmy Savile sex abuse allegations and the mistaken identifying of a Conservative politician as a child abuser. Former broadcaster Stuart Purvis says this is a crisis of trust at the BBC.
I think the fact is the current crop of BBC leaders are not up to the job. There will have to be a new regime, if you like, at the BBC, and if that regime is any good, it will win back the trust.
A right royal turnout in Fielding for Charles and Camilla. Newstalk ZB reporter Laura Dooney says not everyone got a handshake. Crowds in the centre of the town were 5 deep at their thickest.
There's a lot of people here. I think just about the whole town's turned out to catch a glimpse of Charles and Camilla, and yet there's an excited air.
And finally, hot on the heels of news that Disney is producing 3 more Star Wars films, there are reports its greatest villain is making a comeback. The Daily Express claims Darth Vader is being resurrected for the new trilogy despite his death in Return of the Jedi. Also making a comeback to the galaxy far, far away are the characters Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia and Han Solo. And that's all from us for tonight. Cam's up with you tomorrow night. From all of us, ka kite anō.